This is not financial advice, not legal advice, for entertainment, educational purposes only, and anything I say is my opinion. Please don't make any financial decision based on anything I say in these videos. Listen, the balls on these naked shorters, these criminals in the United States stock market is really out of control. Okay? Out of control. The MFA, the Managed Funds Association, and the AMA, the Alternative Investment Managers Association, they wrote a letter to the head of the SEC, or the interim head of the SEC. And you know what they're asking him? They're asking him to tell SEC enforcement agents not to enforce the rules of the market for 6 months. Make that make sense. Think about the balls on a criminal or potential criminal sending a letter to the law enforcement agency that's policing them and telling that law enforcement agency to instruct their agents, their police officers, their investigators. Tell your investigators not to investigate us for 6 months. That reeks of entitlement to me. That tells you the control they think they have over the SEC. They think they can do whatever they want. They can even control if the SEC does their job or not. I'm going to write a letter to the SEC and tell them to instruct their agents not to do their job. Could you imagine Pablo Escobar writing a letter to the DEA or the head of the DEA and telling him, listen, I would like your assurances that you're going to instruct your agents not to investigate me for selling drugs for the next 6 months. I want time to maybe move as much drugs as possible or hide the evidence of the drugs I've been selling so that there is no real investigation. In no other industry would the people under investigation or the people that's regulated by the industry, would they send a letter to the head of that agency or the head of that police department or the head of that law enforcement agency and ask them to instruct their agents, their police officers, not to do their job for 6 months? The balls on these naked shorters, the balls on these market makers, the balls on these managed funds associates is really out of control. If I was the head of the SEC, I would be offended that they had the balls to even ask me something like that. Okay, you're telling me that you want me to instruct my agents not to do their job. And why? Why do you need 6 months for our agents not to do their job? Do you need 6 months to destroy all the evidence of all the fraud and corruption that you were engaged in? Let me tell you guys something. If Donald Trump is a president for the people, if he wants to do something contrary to what was going on in the Biden administration, they need to shut down all the shorting in the United States stock market till they get a grip on all the fraud and corruption in the United States stock market, especially in AMC, GME, MMTLP, MULN, SoFi, Neo, Lucid, and a whole lot of other stocks. But the fact that these guys have the balls to write this letter telling the new head of the SEC to instruct his agents not to do their job is insulting. And to me, this is evidence that they're engaged in criminal activity. Anyway, please leave some comments. Tell me what you think. Do you think any other agency would accept a letter like this? Anyway, Have a great day. God bless, and I appreciate y'all on this journey with me.